Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around a Table, and here's a tiny little game that I have a lot to say about for some bizarre reason. First off, shout out to Sarah Tippy, one of the people who watches me on YouTube. Fabulous, fabulous folks watching on YouTube. I told her that I'd take requests. She said, do oh my goods, and here we are. Luckily for Sarah, this is a game that's been on my wish list for a while. It looks like an unassuming little card game, and then when I was first reading about it when it came out a couple of years ago, people were like, man, that's complicated and I can't quite get my head around it. Sarah says there's no great videos about the game. This will not be a great video about the game. It's just me opening the box and doing that. But that seemed intriguing to me. And then the price profile is also pretty low. Here in Canada, I picked it up for 16 bucks. Pretty cool, 20 bucks with tax. It has a few knocks against it. The designer is Alexander Pfister, which kind of explains why it may be more complicated than it looks. Alexander Pfister is the guy who designed Great Western Trail, and I have a how to play video of Great Western Trail if you'd like to see what that's all about. But that's a game that takes 3-4 hours to play. I found it a little bit... that's a lot of game time to put into that game. I think it'd be more fine at an hour and a half. Is this the same deal? I don't know. The box tells us it is approximately 30 minutes. I don't know if that's 30 minutes a player or if the box lies like every board game box does. More knocks against it. It's called Oh My Goods. That is a horrible name for a game. I can't imagine a worse named game, but in German it's called, and I can't speak German, but I'm guessing that's pronounced Du meine Güter. I don't know what that means in German, but I'm guessing hopefully that was something kind of clever in German, because oh my goods isn't all that clever in English. Was it supposed to be like oh my goodness, except it's goods because you're a medieval craftsperson? Yeah, I don't know. Back to the drawing board on that one, boys. That kind of reminds me of Bonanza. How to play video of Bonanza too, if you want to check that out. Bonanza, where it's like, oh, well, the German word for bean is bona, and so we'll make a play Bonanza, and maybe in Germany that was hilarious. But then it comes out in English-speaking countries, it's like, what the heck is Bonanza? Why didn't you just call it Beananza? Third knock against this game. I shouldn't have said that Alexander Pfister being the designer is the knock against the game, but this thing is illustrated by Clemens Franz. And if you know anything about me and my tastes in art, I have some, therefore I don't like Clemens Franz. It's bizarre to me, as I've said before, that he illustrates basically all the biggest board game hits on the shelves, and I don't get it because he's awful at what he does. He's terrible at what, and believe me, I know awful at what you do. What can I say about Clemens Franz that I haven't said already? I don't like him, and it's weird to me. It would be like if all these blockbuster movies had the same crappy actor in them, like Nicolas Cage. Never mind. Anyway, let's crack this thing open. We'll see what's inside. It was kind of a fun thought exercise for me, though. I don't think we're going to find anything all that interesting inside here, to be honest. I think it's just going to be a couple decks of cards. So then I thought, how could it be that complicated if it's just a couple decks of cards? And the thought exercise was, as a game designer, how would I make a game with just a deck of cards super complicated? The first thing that came to my mind was to milk more complexity out of a card game. I might do stuff where cards cover up pieces of other cards, and so every card is multifunctional and has a bunch of different bits or runes or icons on it that you sort of obscure. A little bit like Innovation. If you've played Innovation, there's some splaying up, down, left, right. So that's a little bit more complex with just a deck of cards. But box fartometer completely silent, and we can thank Clemens Franz for that. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's a couple of rule books. First rule book in German, who needs it? Second rule book in English. Yeah, okay. It's not nothing. It's let's do a page count here. It's 11 pages long, dense text. So, okay, so far I believe you people complaining that it's very complicated. And yeah, 2 decks of cards inside the box. I'm gonna just crack one open. If I were to estimate the number of cards in here, I'd say that would be about, and I'm bad at estimating, but approximately 50,000 cards. Here we go. And I want to know if they all come from the same deck too, if they all have this same crate on the back of them. Let's see. So deck 1 has Yeah, it looks like. I'll open that one too. There's only 2 decks. Why wouldn't we open both? So here they are. They all have the same. Oh, they don't. They don't have the same crate back. These ones are different. These ones have people on them. I'm gonna assume from all the games I've played that these are customers and customers' wants. I'm guessing. And if you've played the game, maybe you're like, tee hee hee, he thinks they're customers. And then here, yeah, it looks like there's a bit of dual functionality on a card like this, because it looks like maybe it does one thing turned this way and maybe something different happens turned the other way. Maybe not, I'm just guessing. Lovely lass. And then these 4 cards with stuff on the back. We'll see if the same situation applies to the second deck of cards. Shout out, by the way, to, as long as we're doing shout outs to viewers, I love you guys all so much equally, but I'm going to name 2 people specifically. If I can get this card open. If I can't get this pack of cards open, that's it. No more shout outs. We're done. It's teeth time. They require superhuman board game player strength with my noodly Muppet arms. There we go. Whew. Oh. There was a convenience rip strip the entire time that I didn't notice. Here's the second deck of cards. We'll flip it to the back immediately to see if they're all within, yes, they're all within the same deck with the crate on the back. And they all have German and English on them. Sejmühl, the sawmill. Some are red, some are green. I don't know what any of the icons mean. That was a rhyme. I'm clever. So I write, shout out to Samuel, who is an avid watcher. His mom tells me, thank you so much for watching, Samuel. It's my pleasure to entertain you. And those are the cards in the game. Some are green, some are black, some are red, some you'll want back. I don't know. I'm no Dr. Seuss. Some are yellow. Some are blue, some you slap down and say, screw you. No, I don't know. It's a Euro game, so there's probably no take that mechanic in it. But that's what you get, a couple of decks of cards. I have no idea how to play, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do a how to play video for you, Sarah Tippy, and for the rest of you who wanna find out about Oh My Goods and how to play well. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.